Hello, and welcome back to Miller Games for episode 2 of our Factorio free play game. Where we left off last time, we were just finishing up our coal production here, which is looking pretty great, and we were focusing on trying to get copper and electricity, if I recall correctly. Now, we found this massive copper patch up in the top right that we were trying to use, but that is just too far away to work with, so I think we're going to go for this little patch right here for now and try to get electricity off of that. So I think we're going to go for... Oh, unfortunately it looks like if the coal's on the opposite side of the track of these burner inserters, we actually can't use it. That is unfortunate. I'm just going to turn the music down a tiny bit. There we go. That's too bad. I was hoping that would kind of work automatically, but once we have electric power up, that won't be an issue anyways. Let's go ahead and start with the... Wow, we can make 35 drills. That is much more than we need. Let's go ahead and start with the copper. I think we're going to want to start making a track right away as well. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to make quite enough yet. When you set items to build in the queue here, you have to be a little careful, because if you set a bunch of items that take a long time to make before the items that don't take as long to make, if you need the quicker items faster, you kind of have to wait for everything else to finish building. Is it? Oh, it's nighttime. I'm kind of worried we're going to start to see enemies soon. According to our map, still there's nothing in our visible range here, but I think that they can still start spawning outside of this kind of light square, and we won't know until it's a little too late without a scanner. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Let's just set up maybe 5 copper drills. That should be plenty. And then give them some coal and boxes. Now we're just going to let that go and then try and finish our track. This doesn't really look like it's going to reach it. We want to finish our track up to the copper. Nope. Let's make a ton more. That is not an issue at all. And once we have this track done, we'll want to set up some furnaces for the copper so that we can get on smelting our copper plates, which we'll need for setting up electricity. Is that going to make it? Oh shoot, no, we actually have to put those one further over. I always kind of mess up and do the track too close, but you have to put it one square away so there's space for the burner inserters to fit. There we go. And then we'll just add the track in. Today I'd like to get to turrets as well, but that will require a lot of research, which unfortunately we're still pretty far away from. Due to the coal being that far away, that causes some slight complications. Okay, so we actually have to make our coal miners here. Oops. And then grab some of this. And then that should just start working automatically. We don't have to worry about those copper production anymore. So we have to start thinking about where we want to make our electric plants. I think we're going to do it over here in this kind of open area. Most of our production is going to be between our iron and our coal, which eventually will move up here once we're going for those bigger coal deposits. But for now, this will work just fine. We need quite... Oh, no, I don't want that many of them. We need quite a lot of space to set up our electricity kind of rig. We're going to start with our little offshore pump. I'm actually going to put it down here. As far as I've noticed, you only need one pump no matter how many steam engines you have running off of it. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I haven't gotten to the point yet where I've needed more. And then how I kind of like to set it up is every 3 notches, or I guess every 5, you put the next pipe, so 3 in between the 2. And we'll just set up a couple of those. And then we will put our, what is called, boilers beside them. This is also going to need to be powered by coal, unfortunately, so we're going to have to set up a conveyor belt here, but we can do that in a little bit. For now, we can just power them ourselves. And then the actual furnaces, or these steam engines? Yeah, steam engines, just engines themselves. Now, unfortunately, we are going to need wood as well to create the power poles. I've noticed that we don't have a lot of wood nearby, just a bunch of dead trees. Although if we look at our map, it looks like we might have a forested area down below us. So hopefully that's not too much of a trek and we can get some more wood quick here. We can make 6 poles for now. Actually, we're going to start making these electric mining drills as well. It's good to kind of try and keep production in the bottom left corner there. I'm pretty bad at it, though. Okay, so coal. Actually, you know what? We're going to stop. I'm just going to take all the coal from here, because we're going to be switching this over to electricity pretty quick anyways. So I decided we are going to do this right away. Makes it a little easier. You can just kind of forget about it after that. And now how I like to do this is we need more track and more steel plates. Just to have one kind of track going between each 2 steam engines. Instead of like a track for each steam engine seems a little overkill. What is happening? Oh, we don't have enough 158 iron plates. Yeah, we don't have enough iron production right now to actually reach all these furnaces. So just the closer furnaces are producing anything. That's actually completely fine. Oh, right, no, they're going into the boxes, so that's why we're not driving them on the furnaces, because they're switching them over. I am going crazy. We're just going to ignore the copper for now. That should be stockpiling up pretty nicely. And we're going to finish with our steam engines here. Let's create some of these. These are the electric inserters, or just the non-burner inserters. We haven't been using them because they take power, which we haven't had any of. But once we've set up our steam engines, we will have plenty. Especially, I think we're going kind of overkill, going with 5 engines like this. I think we're actually only going to power the 2 for now, and that should be more than enough. And then once our electric grid kind of starts requiring more than that, we'll set up more. So we're going to go ahead and set up these guys. I have a... Yeah, those are the right way. I have a bit of a setup here. I've kind of gone through this process maybe 2 times in new games. It's nice to have a set design that you can kind of go with, so you don't have to sit and think about how you're going to set everything up every single time you play the game. We're going to go ahead and do this, and then once... So the steam engines should be going, which should be powering these. Yeah, and then so those, once the coal goes down there at 22 now, that's a ton. I think when it goes down to 5 or maybe 2, the inserters will start putting coal in automatically. But this is now self-sufficient. So what we want to do is create an electrical grid going to our production. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we made some of our electric mining drills already. We only had enough for 4, but that's fine. I'm just breaking on this because the electric mining drills actually take considerably more space than the burner mining drills. So I'll show you those here. We'll go ahead and place those down. As you can see, the mining drill itself is a 3x3 grid, but it also covers a... What? Oh, it's just not letting me place it because there's no electricity. I thought you could place it anyways. What is happening here? Oh, jeez, the burner inserters were kind of camouflaging in with the iron, so I didn't see them. That's my bad. Get those out of there. So yeah, the drill itself is a 3x3 grid, but it covers a 5x5 area. It can mine kind of nearby it. I'm just going to place them all together, though. It's probably not the best... Oh, jeez, we need more wood. The best setup, but it's easy and it works. It kind of makes the factory look nicer, too, I find, rather than having gaps all over the place. Okay, so... Oh, we can make iron chests now. That's kind of nice. Once our electricity grid is set up here, we should be good to go. I missed a spot. Alright, so those are going to be hopefully completely oh, no, I need to set up the coal ones too. Once I have the coal mining drill set up, this entire setup will be completely self-sufficient. I can just kind of ignore it, other than making sure it doesn't overload with product, which is not a bad problem to have. I'm going to need some more wood too. And then we're going to get on coal again. If we can set up some electric drills up by the... or copper. And if we can set up some electric drills by the copper, we will be pretty good off for a bit. I need to really just do a big trip over to the forest and grab a lot of wood. We're going to need it anyways once we creating a larger power grid. Oh, we have 17 power poles? I didn't think we had that many. So I am crazy. We're actually pretty good right now. And there we go. So this should be completely self-sufficient. So now what we want to do is kind of rework our refining process. Unfortunately, we don't have electric refining or electric furnaces. You have to keep these coal-powered, so we kind of need this steady supply of coal just going to our furnaces, and then also the steam engines. But we won't need power on any of our actual mining facilities. Oh, okay, the burners are there again. Oh, missing a section of track there. Now, you might notice that other than that clump, because it was all backed up, the mining drills will only place... Can I put that across? No. They'll only place iron right in front of them on the track. This is really useful for doing kind of what I'm doing here with splitting the resources on each side of the track. With how it's set up now, it doesn't matter because they're just coming in from the side, so they'll always stay on the one side. But now that, if I only had the drills on the one side, I could get rid of this loop so they just went straight through. But since we're having drills on both sides, that doesn't really matter too much right now. We're going to want to make more drills ASAP, and let's see if we can get our power line all the way over to the copper section. Kind of doubt it, but we have to try. Jeez, I'm kind of worried we're going to get attacked soon, too. I know we haven't seen any alien bases yet, but you never know. They can kind of strike at any time. Actually, what we're going to do here is flip this conveyor belt around to get our coal going the other way. I think will be a easy way of kind of doing that without just ripping up the entire track and placing a new one. We effectively want our coal to go all the way over to the furnaces, although we'll have to set up different furnaces than for the iron. Get rid of these boxes. I'm getting a ton of copper ore. 915. So let's actually set up some furnaces right here. Do we have coal? Yeah. And then throw some copper in there for now to burn and to smelt. And then set up our electric drills. They won't be doing anything right off the bat, but we're going to fix that. Is that power grid not connected? Oh, it's just not quite close enough to them. There we go. And then we're just going to flip the track around. We're going to have to come back and pick up all this coal too, but we'll worry about that in a second. And actually, that might be long enough. Yeah, let's do this. We'll kind of set it up like how we have the iron set up below. So we'll have just the coal coming in on one side, and then our iron on the other, or our copper on the other side. Just gonna go and pick up all this excess stuff, and then set up our furnaces here for now. It's a tiny bit far away, and eventually we'll want to make that look a little nicer. But for now, this will work. Let's make some more electric inserters too. Those are so much nicer than the burner inserters. But it does mean that we'll have to set up electricity over here as well. I think 5 is fine for now. We don't need a ton of copper this early in the game. We will need it for science, but for now we can kind of craft that by hand, and it doesn't take a lot of copper. And these should begin. Okay, and then we're going to have our output. Unfortunately, our electric poles don't quite reach all the way to the other inserters here, so we'll have to create... Oh, shoot. We'll have to find some more wood to create some more. There's some over here. I don't know if that's going to be enough for 3 poles, though, unfortunately. And there's just no other wood over here. Well, you know what? For now, it's fine to just have a couple running, and then I will worry about that later. Okay, so everything's looking pretty good so far. We have our iron and copper all regulated now with electricity. These are just blinking because they don't have any coal in them, but that's fine. We don't need it right now. If we kind of hover over anything that uses electricity, it tells us how our power grid is doing. See this, the green bar on the right side there says the electric demand satisfaction is full. Once that starts going down, we'll want to increase our energy output or risk having our machines kind of work slower and slower until they just shut off, which can be a bit of a pain, especially if you have all of your coal drilling machines also connected to the power grid. Oh, we need to make a new pickaxe. Because if they shut off as well, then you don't have anything supplying coal for the steam engine, and then you just get a complete shutdown. Kind of escalates out of hand fairly quickly, so you want to keep an eye on it. Where's our... There we go. I think that's where we're going to end it for today. I think we're doing pretty good so far. Still haven't seen any enemies, but we have our iron and copper production up and going, which is awesome. So next episode, I think we're going to start on getting our research done. We're going to be going for... I really like logistics, but we should probably get turrets up right away. As I said, I think in my first campaign video, when the aliens hit, they often hit pretty hard. I guess I'll show you right now. See this red cloud in the top right corner is our pollution cloud. You might see that it kind of tapers off towards the forest there. That is because trees actually absorb some of our pollution. So if there's any alien bases in that direction, that won't be a problem at all. But if we have any alien bases, like say right off the screen right here, that we can't see, they could already be in the pollution cloud, and that's what triggers them to begin attacking us, which is bad. Especially if it's a large base, which I can't tell because I can't see, I think, outside of our vision range there. They could be hitting us with a ton of little cockroach creatures any second now, and without a turret, we're basically screwed. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and save our stream game, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a nice day.